When it comes to buying a new construction house, you don't negotiate on these homes in the same way that you would negotiate on an existing house. And if you do try to negotiate in the same way, you might lose some of your leverage and or leave some money or incentives on the table. So today's video, we're going to be breaking down exactly how you should negotiate for a new construction house. And if we have not met yet, my name is Brock and I help folks just like you buy new construction homes all over the San Antonio area. So if you are moving to San Antonio or just planning to buy a new construction house here in the San Antonio area, please let me help. I've got all my contact information down below and I would love to answer any questions you have and more importantly, help you and your family find that new house that is perfect for you guys. So don't hesitate to reach out whenever you are ready to do so. Now, when it comes to an offer on an existing home, typically there is like a traditional offer process. However, when it comes to the new build space, there really isn't this traditional offer. On an existing home, typically you and your agent will go out and you'll look at the home and you'll end up making a decision to make an offer on the house. You and your agent will work together to come up with an offer that you feel is reasonable and in line with your needs and your expectations for this house. And so with this offer, after you send the initial offer over to the seller, they'll review it, and usually there's some sort of negotiations and going back and forth. Once you as the buyer as well as the seller have come to terms on everything that's going into a contract, usually at that point you'll be under contract and you'll move forward with the home buying process. However, when it comes to buying a new construction house, this offer process is quite different than what I just explained. Whenever you go tour a new construction community, you will usually be presented with multiple different floor plan options and homes that are available for purchase. With this, the builder will set their own starting price for each of the floor plans that they're offering available in that community. Outside of setting the price for each of the floor plans available, the builder will also set their own lot premiums for each of the lots that they have available for sale. Now with this too, even the same builder with different communities might have different lot premiums for the different neighborhoods that they're building in. This is just due to a number of reasons, but the biggest reason from what I've seen is just the cost that they had to incur in order to buy that land for that community. Now, these builders also set their own price for each of the structural options and upgrades, as well as the interior upgrades that they set forth. So with this, you may go to one builder and see, a set of lot premiums and base pricing and option premiums for all the different options that they allow. But if you go to another builder, even within the same community, they might have slightly different pricing. Each builder sets their own pricing. So at the end of the day, you need to really shop around from the different builders and kind of compare everything that they're offering. Now, when it comes to negotiating with the builder, typically their pricing is a little bit less flexible than a homeowner on an existing side might be, and it also depends on the market conditions. At the time of me filming this video, it is very much a buyer's market, so a lot of builders have actually dropped the prices of their homes quite considerably and have very minimal room to drop it even lower. But there's always a good chance, and it's always recommended to keep trying for a lower price if that's what's important to you. However, whenever you negotiate with these builders, please know that they are keeping some things in mind here. One of the things that they like to do is kind of protect the appraisals for the other homes. So if they drop the price too much on too many homes, then that's going to devalue and lower the value of the other homes, because the appraisal that will come in on your house is going to be much lower than the appraisal on possibly one of the other homes that have already sold. So they do this to protect the values of the homes, and typically they don't like to drop the prices too much in order to protect those values. Also, whenever they're building multiple phases in a community, they know that in the future they're going to have more houses to sell. So if they can't sell them for a higher price because they sold yours way too low and they keep selling others too low, then they're going to have a hard time selling those homes at a higher price, and again affecting the values of all of the homes in the community. So instead of giving huge price reductions on the home, some of the things they like to do is give even more incentives, and some of this incentive can be in the form of flex cash that you can use at closing. They might be buying down your interest rate, or they might be helping to cover your closing costs outside of a number of other things. Other incentives that I've seen these builders offer instead of discounts on the pricing in the home is things like water softeners, refrigerators, washers, dryers, irrigation systems, adding extra handles on cabinets, and all sorts of other things. I've also even seen lease buyouts. So if you are renting an apartment or a home and you need help breaking that lease, I've also seen them do that instead of lower the price of a home. So there's a number of different things depending on what's important and what you need for you and your family. So just know that these builders are a little bit more flexible on some of these other things versus just the price of the house. Now, when it comes to buying a new construction home, you have two choices. You have the ability to buy an inventory home or build one from the ground up, of course, depending on the builder. And if you want some more clarity on which one might be better, I have a video on my YouTube channel that explains in depth the difference between an inventory home and a to be built and the pros and cons of each. So please feel free to check that out. I've got a link down in the description for you that can take you right to that video once you're done watching this one. But when it comes to inventory homes, these are homes that are already built. And so typically what I've seen with these builders is they're more flexible and more willing to negotiate on these versus the to be built homes or the ones built from the ground up. That's because the ones that haven't been built yet aren't really costing the builder a whole lot of money, so they don't have a whole lot of incentive to go and sell these and give huge price reductions because they have a lot of time and a lot of opportunities ahead of them in order to sell that lot and build a house on that lot there. So typically with an inventory home, especially one that's been built for quite a while, you have a lot of negotiating power on your side because these builders, again, have been sitting on this one and they're ready to get it sold so that they can go on and build more homes. So these inventory homes tend to be more flexible, and this is again where you see the best deals and the most discounts on price as well as incentives. Some of these incentives I've seen, of course, again, are going to be move-in packages. So refrigerator, washer, and dryer, like I already mentioned, maybe they're giving you more money to cover your closing costs, buying down your interest rate, and all of the other things that you may see out there. And when it comes to the homes that you are building from the ground up, if you go this route, typically they're not going to be able to give you certain interest rates and lock you in like they could on an inventory home, just because the build process takes a while. So usually they'll give you more cash, more flex cash to use at the end of the sales process and whenever you close on your house. So you can use this flex cash to cover your closing costs and or buy down your interest rate or use it at the design center. And while I'm talking about the design center here, some of the other things you can negotiate is more design credit, right? Typically when you build a to be built home, they'll give you as part of the incentive package a set amount of money to use at the design center. So if you would like to try to negotiate more of this is a good opportunity to negotiate some more design center credit, or you could also negotiate some of the lot premium and get a lower premium on that lot that you desire. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the builder contracts out there. And we're not going to get into specific contract stuff here, but a more generalized knowledge that you guys need to be aware of whenever you're dealing with a new construction home. On the resale side, of course, whenever you're working with a contract, you and your agent will work together to write the contract and present it to the seller. However, these builders have their own contracts that they use. They don't use the standard real estate forms that us real estate agents use for each of our states out there. But these builders, again, have their own contracts and they're written for the builder, by the builder, usually by an attorney that represents the builder. So whenever they write them, they have the builder's best interest in mind and don't necessarily have yours. Inside of these contracts, there's a lot of different terms. Most of them cannot be changed and most of them are pretty standard, but again, they do favor the builder. Inside of these contracts too are different timelines for various things. So it talks about different timelines for the construction process, and then once the house is complete, sometimes it talks about timelines for you closing. And if you're not ready or able to close within their reasonable time frame that they set forth, they may actually charge you different fees. And while I'm talking about this, there are some builders out there that will charge different fees and they'll hide them in the contract. So you need to make sure to review these contracts because again, they do favor the builder and they have the builder's best interest in mind. So it's critical that whenever you do go shopping at these new builders that you do take a real estate agent with you. And if you are looking for someone here in the San Antonio area or one of the surrounding areas, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I look at new construction contracts all the time and I help several people buy new construction homes each and every month. So I'd be more than happy to help represent you and guide you through this process, make sure that you know everything that's going on in these contracts and of course are represented and get a good deal on the process. So just let me know how I can help. Now, a final thing I want you guys to keep in mind when negotiating with a builder is that financing is actually part of the negotiations. Whenever you're buying an existing house, the seller that you're buying the house from doesn't care what lender you actually work with. As long as you're able to purchase the house, they could care less who you work with. However, whenever you're working with the builder, a lot of the incentives that they are offering and help you negotiate and agree to, pay for you guys is tied to using their specific people. And when I say this, they usually have their own preferred lenders or even an in-house lender, and getting these incentives to help cover your closing costs, buy down the interest rate, and all of the other things you may have negotiated are usually tied to using their preferred lender, whoever it may be. Now, on the same note, these builders builders often have their own title companies, or at least a preferred title company. Usually the big builders out there have their own mortgage company as well as their own title company in-house that they use to help facilitate the transaction. So usually you have to use both their own lender as well as their preferred title company. So whenever you make an offer, just know that if you're asking for incentives and all of the fun stuff, they usually want you to use their own people. And if you want to use your own lender, which you can use any lender you would like to at the end of the day, just know that you may not get the same incentives or any of those incentives at all, because again, they tie it to using their preferred people. So just know that you will see that in a contract, because these builders again are tying your financing and incentives to using their preferred people. So this is a big part and big key of the contract as well. So whenever you're negotiating on a new construction house, please keep in mind that the lowest sales price isn't the end all be all for the negotiations. It's the entire deal as a whole that makes the impact and the most sense for you and your family. So when it comes to negotiating a deal, yes, the sales price does matter. Absolutely try to negotiate for that, but also remember the incentives. Is it the water softener that you need, the move-in package? Do you want all your closing costs covered? Can they help buy down your interest rate? What other things are important to you? Can they get you more design center credit, a lower lot premium, whatever this thing that makes sense for you and your family? Make sure to negotiate these for you and your family, because again, they do matter just as much, if not more, than the final sales price. And some of these things, especially like the interest rate buy down, can have a bigger impact on your monthly payment than just the sales price. So if you guys are thinking about buying a new construction house here in the San Antonio, Texas area, I would love to help you guys out. I do this all the time, and I help folks navigate through the entire process and find that house for them, and more importantly, negotiate the best deal possible with these builders. So if you would like my help, or if you just have some questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I've got all of my contact information down below. And again, I would love to help you guys find your next home here in San Antonio. So with that, please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you found value in this video, please go ahead and like the video and give me that thumbs up. While you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss another video that I make for you guys. So with that, thank you one final time for watching this video. I hope you guys have an incredible day, and I can't wait to talk to you guys here soon.